Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here and love diving into classic horror, thriller and revenge flicks that push boundaries, hit that subscribe button right now and smash the bell icon so you never miss an upload. We've got tons more movie breakdowns coming your way and your support means the world. Alright, let's jump right in. Today we're breaking down the infamous 1978 revenge thriller, I Spit on Your Grave. Folks, this one's a raw, unflinching story about a woman who turns the tables on her abusers in the most brutal way possible. It's gritty, it's controversial, and it sparked an entire subgenre of films. Grab your popcorn, but fair warning, this plot gets intense, so buckle up. I'll walk you through every twist and turn without skipping a beat. The movie kicks off with our protagonist, Jennifer, a young aspiring writer from New York City, who's heading out to a secluded spot in the Connecticut woods to finish her first novel. She's rented this cozy little cabin right on the edge of a serene lake. Think total isolation, birds chirping, leaves rustling, the perfect vibe for creativity. On her drive up, she pulls into a rundown gas station to fill up her car. While she's there, she notices these two rough-around-the-edges guys goofing around with a switchblade, flipping it back and forth like it's a toy. The station's attendant, a sleazy local named Johnny, rings her up and gives her this creepy, knowing grin. "You've come to a real nice place," he says. Jennifer mentions she's got a cabin rented by the lake and Johnny, oh, he knows exactly where it is. He points her in the right direction with a smirk that hints at trouble brewing. Jennifer finally arrives at the cabin and man, it's everything she hoped for, peaceful, surrounded by nothing but nature. Overjoyed, she strips down and heads straight to the lake for a refreshing swim, letting the cool water wash away the stress of the city. It's pure bliss, that moment of solitude. Back inside, as she's unpacking her stuff, she rummages through a drawer and finds an old revolver stashed away. She's a bit startled but figures it must have belonged to the previous renters. Probably for protection out here in the sticks. Smart thinking, right? Not long after, there's a knock at the door. It's the delivery guy, Matthew, dropping off her groceries and supplies. Matthew's a big, awkward dude, physically an adult but mentally he's got the innocence of a kid, maybe some developmental issues going on. He shyly asks if she's out here all alone, and Jennifer, being friendly, tells him yeah, she's here to write her book in peace. He extends a hand for friendship, and she shakes it, even slipping him a generous tip that lights up his face. Grateful, he heads back to town and meets up with his so-called buddies, the same two knife-flipping punks from the gas station, Stanley and Andy. Over beers or whatever, Matthew spills the beans. He just delivered to this hot city girl in the woods, and get this, he caught a glimpse of her changing. His eyes glaze over. He admits he wants her bad. Cut to later that evening. The four of them, Johnny, Stanley, Andy and Matthew, are out fishing on the lake, shooting the breeze about women and conquests. Matthew slips off into the bushes to take a leak, and the others rib him mercilessly, calling him out as the group's virgin, the awkward one who can't seal the deal. He mumbles something about liking Jennifer, and that seals it. These creeps hatch a plan right there. They're gonna mess with her, harass her, make her life hell. It's all in fun to them, but you can feel the malice dripping off every word. The next day, Jennifer's lounging outside her cabin, soaking in the quiet, when Stanley and Andy roar up in their beat-up motorboat, circling her dock like sharks. The engine's roar shatters the peace, waves slapping against the shore. It's deliberate, obnoxious. Jennifer's annoyed, tries to ignore it, but eventually she packs up and heads inside, her sanctuary already feeling invaded. That night, as she's typing away at her manuscript under the lamp's glow, she hears rustling outside. Rocks pinging against the windows, whispers in the dark. She peeks out but no one's there. Just the wind, or so she hopes. Paranoia starts creeping in. She came here for solitude, not this childish crap. Things escalate fast the following afternoon. Jennifer's out on her own little rowboat, trying to relax and jot down notes, when the trio shows up again. Johnny's joined the party now. They swarm her boat, tying their motorboat's rope to hers and dragging her deeper into the overgrown, swampy part of the lake. She's pounding on the hull, yelling at them to stop, but they laugh it off. Terrified, Jennifer jumps overboard and swims for shore, scrambling through the mud and reeds. The guys pursue on foot, whooping like hunters. Just as she thinks she's safe, Johnny steps out from behind a tree and backhands her hard, sending her sprawling into the dirt. What follows is pure nightmare fuel, guys. These animals drag her into the woods, ripping at her clothes, beating her bloody. They call for Matthew, hyping him up like it's his big moment to lose his virginity. But when he arrives and sees Jennifer broken and pleading on the ground, something in his dim-witted conscience flickers. He's scared, repulsed. He backs out, refuses to touch her. Johnny explodes, calls him a coward, and takes his turn instead, brutal, violating her right there in the filth. Jennifer's screams echo through the trees, but there's no one to hear. They don't stop there. After the first assault, they let her stumble a few yards away thinking she's done, but nah, they circle back, pinning her down again. Andy's next, forcing himself on her atop a jagged rock, her cries piercing the air like knives. Satisfied, for now, they finally shove off in their boat, leaving her wrecked body behind. Jennifer can barely stand, her legs giving out from the pain and trauma. She crawls back to the cabin on all fours, bloodied and shaking, pulls on a shirt, and drags herself to the phone to call the cops. Her voice is a whisper as she dials, but before she can get a word out, the door bursts open. It's them again, they've followed her. Johnny yanks the cord from the wall, smirking like the devil himself. She begs them to leave, swears she won't say a word to anyone, but they're beyond reason now. They egg Matthew on one more time, and this time the peer pressure wins. He goes at her, but midway through he locks eyes with her, sees the terror, the humanity, and freezes. Guilt crashes over him. He pulls away, dresses, and bolts. The others howl with laughter, branding him a spineless loser. Stanley steps up next, ignoring her sobs that she can't take any more. He doesn't just assault her. He grabs a beer bottle and shoves the broken shards inside her, then unleashes a barrage of slaps that leave her nearly unconscious, a bloody mess on the floor. As they're gearing up to leave, Johnny pauses, his face twisting into something colder. "If we let her live, she'll go straight to the cops," he says. "We'll all rot in prison. Better to finish it, make sure she can't talk." The group's silent for a beat, then nods. Johnny picks Matthew for the deed. "You're on a mission, kid. Stab her in the chest, quick and clean." Matthew protests, he's never hurt anyone, but Johnny bullies him until he caves, handing over the switchblade. Trembling, Matthew creeps back inside. Jennifer's barely breathing, a pitiful sight. He raises the knife, but he can't do it. Tears streaming, he smears some of her blood on the blade instead, faking the kill. He slips out, lies to the group that it's done, she's gone. They buy it for now and scatter into the night. Jennifer wakes up hours later, or maybe days. Time blurs in agony. She patches herself up with her first aid kit, barricades the doors, and holes up inside. No more swims, no more writing, just survival and a growing inferno of rage. 2 weeks pass in a haze. She's healed physically, but the fire for revenge? It's consuming her. To cope, she channels it into her novel, pouring her own hell onto the pages, word by bloody word. Meanwhile, the four idiots are holed up in a dingy diner, chowing down and cracking jokes about their conquest. Johnny's getting paranoid. That body's gotta be rotting by now, stinking up the whole lake. If anyone finds it, we're screwed. He grills Matthew on the details. "How'd you do it?" Matthew stammers out the lie, straight to the heart, blood everywhere. She twitched and went still. Johnny buys it but decides they need to dump the evidence. He sends Stanley and Andy to scout the cabin and haul the corpse away. Matthew begs off, still shaken. The two head out in their boat, cruising past the cabin, and there she is. Jennifer, alive, sitting under a tree like nothing happened, sketching or reading. Their jaws drop. Matthew lied. They storm back to town, drag him into an alley, and beat the tar out of him for nearly getting them caught. Fists fly, blood spills. He's their scapegoat now. Jennifer. She's done playing victim. First stop, the local church. She kneels, whispers a prayer, not for mercy but for forgiveness for what's coming. God help their souls, 'cause she won't. Next, reconnaissance. She scopes out Johnny at the gas station, tailing him home. Turns out he's married, 2 little kids, the whole white picket fence facade. Disgusting. Then Matthew, she watches him load up his delivery bike, still sporting bruises from the beating. An idea sparks. She places a fake order at his store, luring him right to her door. The owner sends Matthew out, oblivious. He grabs a knife for protection, terrified she'll gut him first. When he arrives, Jennifer greets him sweetly, invites him into the woods. She strips down, coos that she likes him, that his so-called friends ditched him. Now she's his friend. Do whatever he wants. His eyes widen. The awkward kid's dream comes true. As they're getting intimate, she loops a noose around his neck, yanks it taut to a sturdy branch. He thrashes, but it's over quick. Snap. She hauls his body and bike to the lake, dumps him deep where the current will carry the evidence away. Back at the store, she calls, "Haven't gotten my delivery yet." They figure Matthew skipped town. One down. Johnny's next. Jennifer saunters into the gas station, all smiles and seduction, coaxing him into her car with promises of round 2. He thinks he's won the lottery. What red-blooded guy wouldn't? She drives him deep into the woods, pulls a gun, forces him to strip at knife point. He's begging, blubbering, but she's stone cold. As she's about to pull the trigger, he sweet-talks her, "You're too beautiful, every man's dream." It hits a nerve, she softens, tosses the gun aside. "Come back to my place," she purrs. "We'll shower together." Hook, line, sinker, he's in. At the cabin, she confesses, "I killed Matthew." Johnny laughs it off as a joke. She presses, "Why'd you do it?" "You're married." He shrugs, all macho, "A man's a man, he never changes." She massages him in the tub, lulling him into ecstasy. Then grabs a hunting knife and slices off his manhood in one savage stroke. Blood sprays. He howls, pounding on the locked bathroom door as she blasts music outside, drowning his screams. He bleeds out slow, agonizing. Jennifer wraps the corpse, sinks it in the lake. 2 down. Stanley and Andy? They're piecing it together now, friends vanishing, Jennifer too calm. Suspicious as hell, they arm up and boat to the cabin. Andy hides in the bushes for backup. Stanley knocks, playing nice. Jennifer invites him aboard her boat, plants a kiss to disarm him. Then shoves him overboard. She fires up the engine, propeller churning, chasing him through the water like a predator. Andy bursts out, diving in to save his buddy, axe in hand. Jennifer veers close, grabs his axe mid-swing and buries it in his chest. He gurgles, sinks, 3 down. Stanley surfaces, gasping, pleading for his life. "Please, I can't swim good." But Jennifer's deaf to mercy. She revs the motor, the prop catches him, tears him apart in a red froth. 4 down. She pilots the boat out into the misty lake, the water lapping quiet now, her face a mask of grim satisfaction. Fade to black. And that's the gut-wrenching tale of I Spit on Your Grave, where Jennifer doesn't just survive, she evolves into vengeance incarnate, delivering poetic, horrifying justice to her tormentors. This 1978 gem was slammed as one of the most controversial films ever. Banned in places, accused of glorifying violence, but it birthed the whole women on the rampage genre. Think Ms. 45, The Last House on the Left vibes. No A-lister would touch the lead role back then. It took Camille Keaton's gutsy performance to bring Jennifer to life, and she earned major props for her bravery. Phew, what a ride, right? If this breakdown hit the spot, or even made you squirm a little, drop a yes or no in the comments. Would you watch this? Smash that like button if you're Team Jennifer, share it with your thrill-seeking crew, and subscribe if you haven't already, bell icon on folks. For more movie links and behind-the-scenes chats, follow us on Telegram. I'll catch you in the next one. Stay spooky.